Hi there, Emily. So I'm very happy to see that we have these essays from you. Great job. Let's get right into your correction, see what you had to say. Okay, it is controversial whether employees should stay in the same occupations for the rest of their lives or should change occupations at least one time in their career. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the spelling here. You wrote the wrong weather. Okay? And then, rather than saying occupations twice in the same sentence, I would have preferred a synonym, or like just say jobs. It's okay. I mean, you've already shown us that you know the word occupations, so it's all right to choose a simpler synonym. Okay? My personal view is that employees should change occupations at least one time due to reasons that will be elaborated below. Yeah, so look at this. I mean, you've got two sentences and I've seen occupation 3 times. All right, so let's try to think of a way to vary that up a little bit. All right, look up some synonyms, or maybe you should try rephrasing the sentence so that you don't keep using the same word. All right, moving on. First and foremost, staying in the same job until retirement. Okay, when we have a noun for a word, we prefer it over the ing. So here you could have just said retirement. Causes low incentive, not A, causes low incentive for employees in developing and mastering new skills. I don't know if it necessarily causes it, but it results in. Do you see what I'm saying? I would maybe change that word. Let's see. As employees are assigned the same tasks or responsibilities every day, they will feel that it is unnecessary to improve themselves for other important skills. A good illustration of this is an accountant who works in a local company. Let's see. There's something missing here. So a good illustration of this is an accountant. How can we fix this? Maybe you don't even need this at all. Okay, so let's get rid of this for a minute and say a good illustration of this is an accountant who is unlikely to develop a second language skill such as English because the language is not essential for his job. Yeah, I feel, you know what I think the problem is? I think there's too many ideas in one sentence, or it's just the way you've constructed the sentence. It's not flowing the way I want it to. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, I just don't know how to fix it for you. I'd like you to try to fix it so that you can include all of these elements that you want to say, but also make it grammatically correct and clear. Okay, as a result, if these staff are laid off by their companies due to an unexpected situation such as bankruptcy, they will not be able to find new positions in a competitive job market because of lack, no S, of qualifications. Let's see. I'm having a hard time with this. I'm having a hard time because I feel like we're missing connections among these ideas. Okay, so reading it again another time, here's one thing I would suggest. A good illustration of this is an accountant who works his entire career in a local company, full stop. This person is not likely or unlikely to develop a second language skill such as English because the language is not essential for his job or his professional development. Okay, so do you see adding that element that, okay, yeah, maybe he doesn't need it in his job, but even just like to grow as a professional, he's like, why should I? I'm at the same job, I'll stay here. So then it makes sense that you say this. Okay, so I think just a couple of those changes would have really pulled things together a little more. All right, let's move on. Another reason why staff, no S, should change their jobs is to increase their possibilities to find the most appropriate occupations for themselves. It is often said that when you find a job you love, you will not feel like you are working anymore. What this means is when employees are passionate in work they do every day, I think you meant 2 words here, every day. They will not feel suffering, but enjoying it instead, or maybe enjoyment instead. Consequently, having a perfect fit, not perfectly. A perfectly fit occupation. Okay. Benefits both a company as employees, both a company, I don't know what this means. Benefits the company as well as employees are likely to have effective performances and employees mentally. All right, I don't understand this. Now, check this out, though. There's a hole in your argument here, and let me tell you why. So let's say you find the job that you love, okay, and then, you're really good at it, you're happy, you don't feel like you're working. Yeah, but let's say you find that early, and you keep the same job throughout your career, so you don't change. So there's kind of like a hole in this argument, okay? Let's see. So I don't really agree with the way you developed this side. What you wanted to do here is you wanted to give another reason why people should change their jobs. There were so many things you could have talked about. Creating new challenges, the psychological effects of creating new challenges and rising to meet them, personal growth. There's more opportunity to make more money when you switch jobs, because a company that wants to take you from another position is very often willing to spend more money to get you away. Okay, whereas it's difficult to get a raise within your company. That is the same amount of money. Okay, so there were a lot of things you could have said here, but I don't really agree with your line of reasoning here. Okay. It's just not convincing, that's all. So let's keep moving on to your conclusion. In conclusion, people should change their jobs at least once in their career, because people who work in the same occupations will have a low incentive to develop and master new skills, not their new skills, new skills. As a result, they will not be able to find new positions due to unexpected situations. In addition, changing jobs will help people find a perfectly fit job that will result in satisfying work lives and effective performances. Okay, you used exactly the same arguments, look at this, effective performances, effective performances. A lot of the language was exactly the same, so please try to vary it up a little bit, okay? Let's go on to your task 1 now. The pie chart gives information, no an, just information, of 6 different crops that were produced in France in 2017. Overall, cotton was the highest production, which accounted for a quarter of all crops, while corn was the lowest production in the given period. Okay, fine. To begin with, the main crop products were cotton, sugar, wheat, and barley. Cotton ranked the highest crop production, no apostrophe S, in France. I wouldn't have said which was. I would have said at 34.4%. Whereas sugar and wheat production, no apostrophe S, were different at just, what? Wait. I'm very confused here. Hold on. So this is 34.4. All right. You needed to say something a little different here. So sugar and wheat's productions differed by around 1%. That's better. Differed by around 1%. And I wouldn't have said whereas here. So let's try it one more time. Sugar and wheat production differed by around 1%, and then you could do this 21 and while barley's production was different from sugar and wheat. This is too repetitive. You're overcomplicating it. I know you're trying to, make parallels and make comparisons, but it's just becoming too complicated. All right, so what are you trying to tell me? That barley was around 16%? So you could have just said that barley, whereas barley was approximately 4% lower than this. Something like that, and the meaning still comes across. And you're still making these comparisons here, okay? Let's see. The other thing that you could have said here, which would have been meaningful, is saying that the fourth highest crop, barley, was half of cotton, half of the percentage of cotton. I mean, that could have been a meaningful comparison to make as well. All right, let's keep going. On the other hand, corn and rice were the lowest crop productions. No apostrophe S again. Rice's production was only 3.5%, which was almost 10 times lower than cotton production. Perfect. That's what I meant over here as well. And the lowest crop that was produced in France, 2017, was corn, which accounted for just 1%. You pick this, either this or this. Counted for only 1% or just 1%, but not both. All right, so you've got some nice elements in both of these essays. I can see some good features of your writing. There are some things that I need you to correct, okay? So make sure that you add these to your error correction list, correct the essays, and send us back new ones. I hope you can apply some of the things that we've been talking about in this error correction. So I'll be here. I'll be waiting to see what you write next. So lots of luck to you.